Hello everyone, and welcome back to more mini motorways. Today we are heading into Dar es Salaam to continue our expert mode playthrough. We took a bit of a break after Tokyo, but now we are back to these super difficult challenges, which Dar es Salaam is of course no exception, with the first major drop-off in the scores happening here at 500 exactly, basically, and then another major drop-off right after 1,000. Call it maybe 1,300. There was one person, though, that managed to get to 11,000. Shout out to Massey87. I have no idea how he managed to do it. But we're going to try and shoot for probably somewhere in the 1,200, 1,300 range. We're going to try and be past that second major drop-off. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but we're going to try. Might even go ahead and just make this slightly more efficient by doing something like that. And yeah. I do like this spawn, this first spawn. These yellows are very close, and we do still have a lot of room to work around this yellow if we need to. I'd really hate to see a business spawn here, but we have room to work around it if that does happen. Oh, okay. This should now be handled for probably the rest of the game, this yellow. I'd like to see one or two more yellow houses here for this guy. But this was a really, really good spawn. Honestly, it might be fine to just leave it like this for the majority of the game. I'm a little skeptical that we will last long enough that two houses will be necessary for this distance. But we'll see. If you are an astute observer, you may have noticed that I skipped over the subway maps in our expert mode playthrough. Normally they come right after Tokyo. And the reason for that is that I've actually already played them on expert mode. I got really excited when they came out and were introduced to the game, and I just played them straight off the bat. So if I played them now, it technically wouldn't be a first attempt. But I might come back to them at the end of this playthrough and see if I can improve my scores on them, because my scores on them were pretty awful. Just realized I didn't have us on double speed. Oops. First choice. I think I'm going to take a motorway. I think that's always a pretty safe first choice. Another yellow. Okay. I don't love how it spawned here, because this is the only way we can get into here without sacrificing a bridge or using a motorway. But I do appreciate this yellow spawning down here. That is very, very good. 3 yellows all in a row is kind of tough. I'm a little worried about if we're going to be able to get enough population here to handle this much yellow. Might be pertinent to just go ahead and put in a roundabout here. Or somewhere along this pathway. Might be better to do it here. Can you even put it there? I don't think so. But I have a feeling that at some point this is going to be a major population struggle. It's already struggling is the craziest part. I think we'll go ahead and do it. That gray isn't too bad. I don't immediately love it, but it's not the worst gray we could have gotten either. Seven weekly choices remaining. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bridge. I'd like to have at least one bridge here, just because I don't want to have to rely solely on motorways to get whatever population we get down here over here. I think this is normally like gray and green. And our gray and green houses, or our gray and green businesses, sorry, normally spawn somewhere over here. Ooh, that is a very nice blue. This is like practically perfect. I don't love that we have no more space for this yellow to spawn, but oh, that's awful. Okay. It's not so bad because we picked the bridge, but it's still pretty terrible. This might be our first motorway. We can either run the bridge around like this, or we can motorway it. I think we'll do this for now. I think this is okay. I don't really want to waste the motorway this early, but this will probably be a potential motorway candidate if this population up here does not get significantly bigger. Okay. That's not terrible. I don't love that we're not going to be able to very easily separate out these green population or these gray populations into two separate populations. I might take a roundabout here in the next week just to make this somewhat better. That's awful. Wow. Okay, these greens do not like us today. In the slightest. It is Saturday. We'll wait. I think we'll probably grab another bridge instead of the roundabout. And we will just throw it somewhere in here. Sunday. There we go. Grab our bridge. And we'll just throw it somewhere in here. Probably like here. Out one and then down. Just like that. Nothing too crazy. I don't love this weird janky intersection, but it's what we're working with, so. Starting to think maybe it would have been better if we would have motorwayed this yellow, because then these greens could have just come straight down. And that would have been really, really easy. But that is the joys of expert mode, not being able to break any of these roads after they have been placed down for some time. This is a very nice green population up here, though, I will admit. I do like how large this green population is getting. I'm wondering if we could potentially fit a roundabout in here. That is... Oh, really? No. Certainly an interesting green spawn. I'll say. So we could just connect it in here and call it a day. But I think I'm gonna use our first motorway here just because it is a level 2 structure and I don't want it to like die immediately. So we'll just I'll even do it one further out. 4 weekly choices left. Definitely taking the motorway. I'm gonna do it one extra house out so that if we need to, we can slip one of these houses up and onto this road, or like even turn this guy around and do something like that. I just really want to manage this level 2 structure as much as possible. These guys seem to be doing okay with their little combined population center here. This guy also seems to be doing okay with his little combined center. I'm wondering if it would be better to grab traffic lights instead, so we could handle this intersection and this intersection with a single traffic management system upgrade. Better to do it this way. All one janky intersection. Okay, that blue is not terrible. The reason this blue is not terrible is because we can just turn some of these blues onto this motorway and handle this entire business district with one motorway. So all of this is now just going to be blues dedicated to this, and these guys can just turn and go into here, and that is no big deal. Nothing too crazy, just like that. I don't love this yellow leveling up. I also really don't love these yellows being here, but that's what the game has decided to give us. Now's the time for decisions. Do we take the roundabout, which I like more, or do we take the traffic lights? I think we take the traffic lights. So we need one here for sure. And eventually this intersection is going to become an issue. There is the potential that we could send all of these yellows up and through this traffic light and into here, which we may have to do. Oh, hey, that's a really nice white. We could do something a little bit like this. Might even be beneficial to just run it directly next to this gray. This is a really nice white spawn. We're getting kind of lucky here with most of these spawns. These yellows are a little unfortunate, but most of these spawns are actually pretty decent. That gray included. We can just turn just a couple of these, not too many. Down and this way. Run them underneath this white. We are out of road tiles, but for now we can just do something like that. We'll disconnect that motorway. Ooh. This is nice. Might be better to do those guys up instead. Then these guys could stay connected into here. Ah, just barely out of road tiles. That's okay. 2 weekly choices left. Definitely taking the motorway. It's basically guaranteed that you should take the motorway pretty much every time. I'm still worried about this yellow not having enough population. I'm still worried. We did just get our 500 trips in Dar es Salaam for expert mode. This gray is good. We're getting more green here, which I don't love, but I mean, it's not terrible either. I have a feeling this intersection is probably going to become a little bit of a mess. Another green down here is not what I was hoping for. I think our next upgrade will probably have to be traffic lights again for this intersection and this intersection. Or maybe this intersection. Our last one. I think we take the traffic lights. I think it's a necessity. We'll save one. We'll save both of them, actually. We'll save them both. Just wait and see what we're working with here. I have a feeling these yellows are going to run out of population, And it's going to be just a rush to get some of these up into there, or some of these up and into there. That gray isn't terrible. That blue is interesting, for sure. I like this blue for this, but I don't want it to be on the same road as this white. I would rather run them separately, but we don't have the means to run them separately right now. So this gray is just going to get some population from here. That's easy. That's already done. For now, I think it's okay if we do this, just because both of these are level 1 structures and it's not too much traffic, but this is going to have to be addressed at some point, probably in the near future. I'm still mostly just worried about these yellows. They seem to be doing okay for now. But this guy is struggling with distance a little bit. Yeah. He looks like he's running out of population a little bit. I'm wondering if it would mess up traffic here too much to just do something like that. Probably. You do not want to have two intersections, one right after the other. That's like that's a real world traffic planning thing. Oh, get rid of this road. If this weren't expert mode, I would run a road down under these yellows and just connect these yellows straight into that roundabout, and it wouldn't even be an issue. But alas, we are stuck with what we have previously built. I don't love this green. We could potentially do like the world's longest, wormiest road. Do something like this. And come up here and grab this green that just spawned. But this is not going to be enough population for this distance. Unless we like steal population from somewhere, but we're kind of out of green population right now. So I think we're just gonna do a motorway for now. I'll probably take from down here. I'll just take 3 of these, 2 of these. Yeah, we'll do 2. And we'll just run them. Actually, we'll take these 2 because they're not actually getting used for anything else right now. Take these 2, just run them into there. I might get rid of and then like rebuild this motorway a few times to see if we can get anything better. That blue is good in theory, but not great in practice. Because it's connected to this blue's intersection. So we have to turn these guys off and then bring another blue population down here and in. Hopefully these blues will take this way and go this way, and this blue will handle all of this. But there is the most likely scenario that all of this population is going to get mixed up, and these blues are going to go this way, and this blue is going to go this way, and this one's going to go this way, and it's all just going to be in shambles. But it's what we're working with. It's what we got. So we're going to do our best to do what we can with it. These greens still seem to be managing okay. These yellows are finally starting to tick up quite a bit. We might just go ahead and do something like that for now. Something like that for now. Might just make those motorways permanent. We are at, what is that, 1100? So we are starting to get into our bigger numbers here that we were hoping for. I'm wondering if it would be too terrible to just have this go this way. We'll do that. We'll wait until after this fake motorway goes away. And I think we'll do our little traffic intersection for these yellows right here. Have a road come from this roundabout into here, and then run these yellows this way through this intersection. So they'll go up and into here by the traffic light. And then maybe that will be better. I think this green motorway is probably going to be permanent. I don't love it, but it's what we got right now. This yellow leveled up as well, just noticed. So these yellows are probably going to get turned onto here, and this yellow is probably going to have to take some population from like here, or even from over here. It might be beneficial to just motorway these into here, like just directly in, and then turn these guys onto here. But this for sure is not enough population for this, for the continual future. Looks like our level 2 gray is also starting to tick up a little bit. I'm not certain what the issue is there. We do have enough gray population down here. Yeah, this yellow is ticking up. So we're gonna screw over our greens for just a moment. We're gonna run this directly into here, just to let all of these yellows flood into this. Give that just another few minutes of survival. Hopefully doing that does not, kill our greens over here. We can turn some of these guys onto this. This green is not struggling. Not yet, anyway. Another gray over here. That's not terrible. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. We can just hook it onto here, and that's not a huge deal. Because it's a level 1 structure. These are both level 1 structures. Our white is struggling. Okay. That is not the business that I would have expected to be our first problem area. That is completely unexpected, actually. I'm not sure if they'll take the motorway. They should, but I'm not sure if they will. Okay. White seems to be calming down. No. No. We did not need that to happen. Now yellow is screaming. We are at 1600. We've broken our goal score. This white is terrible in so many ways. Because the only way that we can get white to it is by crossing this road. And not only that, but we have to run it into this gray road. That wouldn't be a huge issue on casual because we would just bump this road out, but we can't do that on expert mode. So we either have to run these whites all the way up and around and then into here, which is terrible, or go through both of these roads, which is also terrible. And it's even worse because this white was already struggling for population, and now we have to separate them into 2 separate populations. Not good. Very not good. We'll do that. We'll prioritize this one just because it already has 2 businesses on it, and hopefully that will work out. Like this is struggling with traffic. That's not good. This yellow is also struggling. I'm gonna go ahead and connect these in here and just do something like this again. Probably into here. just to keep all of this working, hopefully. This yellow should be fine, because it has these houses and this and these to all pull from. But I have a feeling this is probably going to be the end of us. This white just leveled up. Ooh, all of the yellows are struggling. Do something like that. Just throw more cars at it and hope something works out. This white is okay. This white down here. Do something like that. We'll see if all of the yellow cars are enough to stop this. I don't know if they will be. The traffic might be too much. Looks like both those motorways are now permanent because I forgot to remove them, but I think that's okay. We're nearing the end of this run anyway. This gray just leveled up. The only real question here is what is it going to be that kills us? I think it's going to be these yellows. That gray is not the greatest. I don't really have any more yellow that I can give it. So now we're just playing the waiting game to see what it is that kills us. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I think it's gonna be this. This yellow. I think it's too much traffic in this crazy congested area. Yeah. 2164 though, that is what, almost double our goal score? I think I said like 12 or 1300. Let's go ahead and get our background removed and our little title. A little score. There we go. I'm not sure really what else we could have done here. This entire intersection was just an absolute mess. I think what killed it was these greens started coming along this roundabout into here, through this intersection, up and into here, along this intersection, or this motorway, and then either into these or like all the way up and around. Which is not good. And then I think it also might have been the case that some of these guys were coming along this road, down this bridge, across this motorway, through this intersection, through this roundabout, up here, into this motorway, and then into this business, and then going all the way back. And that just caused this major traffic kerfuddle up here. I think if we could have found a better way to handle these yellows all being in a row together, we probably could have gone on for another 300 or 400 points, but I think after that, this gray probably would have killed us, just because of these two being connected. This blue was also a really unfortunate spawn, but overall, 2164, that's not bad. I think we did really well. Let's go ahead and see where we placed. Top 4%. Let's go. That's really good. I'm very happy with that. I was expecting to end up like somewhere over here, like the top like 20% or something. That's very nice. Let's see the number. 336. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. That is significantly better than some of our previous expert mode playthroughs. All right. Anyway, that was the Dar es Salaam expert mode playthrough. That was my first attempt. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever you're feeling, whatever makes you happy, and I will see you in the next one.